Welcome back to the HSBC FEI World Cup final here in Deauville as we see France's darling Nicolas Touzin setting out on the cross-country course on Hidalgo de Lille.
Hidalgo de Lille, who hasn't always been Nicolas' most favourite horse, but when he won badminton in May of this year, he certainly became his darling then. Now, can he defend his title on this horse that went well in the dressage? He's certainly close enough if he can now really push it across the country.
Yeah, 45.7 was Nicolas's score after dressage. As we see Joanna May, fair vision, 14-year-old, coming to the water, fence 20.
Horse by Ben Ferry, famous sire of the West Country. Some top horses, and this has been a very good horse for Jo May. Goes the long way, plays safe. Probably adds the best part of 4 or 5 seconds by just making that little loop. Gets a quick reminder, he's not always the fastest across country, but always very genuine.
And one man who's got a clock in his brain is this man, Nicolas Touzin, fence 4.
Twice European champion, class jockey, and of course comes from a family steeped in tradition. His uncle Thierry Touzin, the chef d'equipe of the French.
Yes, and French team rider Cédric Liard coming to the last on a score of 50.9 after dressage. He was in 12th. He will have a few time penalties. He's going to be sort of in the top 10, but not right at the top.
Hidalgo de Lille, 13 years old, on a dressage of 45.7, so he cannot get ahead of Michael Young. But if he could get inside, he'd nip inside Pippa Funnell. Pippa, remember, ensign on 45.9. Setting a lovely, easy pace. Now, Laura Collett, young 19-year-old Laura, twice junior European champion on this horse. Mary Hambro's Fernhill Socks. It's not the horse she actually qualified. Lafayette was that horse, but this is her great favourite. It's had a fairly easy year.
So Nicolas Touzin galloping on now down to fence 13. That's a fairly straightforward fence before they turn right back on themselves over 14. 3 elements.
Good to hear, Jamie, that Galant de Sauvager will be back after his accident in the stable prior to the game starting. So that's why Nicolas has to resort to this horse, and what a good horse to resort to.
Yes, France had a disaster in the Olympics. It was just disaster from day one. Jean Toulaire, their very experienced rider, had to withdraw before the game started, and then Nicolas had to withdraw in the morning of his dressage. So Laura comes to fence 18, a bit wobbly there, but all right.
Back with Nicolas Touzin, another line question, and this man is very good at that. Twice European champion, remember.
And Mike, he's just got into a lovely rhythm, hasn't he?
He certainly has, and he doesn't waste a lot of time in setting up for the fences, and when they come as thick and as fast as they do on this course, that's where you can lose a lot of time. There's a very good example. Just balance the horse without losing any forward momentum at all. Beautiful day, and the crowd enjoying this great racecourse facility. This is a facility that is one of the venues bidding for the 2014 World Games.
And it's very interesting how they've compacted this cross-country course into such a small area.
Makes it very good viewing, and when it's as close as it is compulsive, that's for sure.
Yes, maybe the future for this sport, and certainly in these sort of competitions and in championships.
Now watch this man through here, the seat, look at that, rock solid, lands, control, gets exactly the right shot at the triple brush.
Yeah, brilliant riding as on course, Kai Ruder for Germany, and he's on the 8-year-old stallion Le Prince des Bois, and in 5th after dressage. Back
with Nicolas Touzin at that little very narrow, almost upright fence.
And Mike, he has judged this to perfection. Here we are at the last, and Nicolas Touzin is going to go into 2nd place. A brilliant round by a brilliant jockey. Stays on his dressage score of 45.7, and doesn't he know how well he's done?
Well, the Germans on a real roll, aren't they? Olympic champions, of course, and it's looking good. Michael Young is right up there, and Kai Ruder is again another rider who's certainly looking a better and better prospect for them in the future. on this horse that is a son of the former Olympic stallion Yalandi Summer Song, that of Marie-Christine de Laurière, of course.
So, from Germany to Belgium, Karen Donkers, the very experienced Karen Donkers on Rampant Lion, rode Gazelle de la Brasserie in the Olympic Games and did very well, finished in the top 10. But this is a big horse, Mike, to get round here inside the time.
Yes, he's a horse that her partner Carl Buchard has ridden a lot. A very experienced American-bred horse. Karen is a rider who has promised on many occasions to win major competitions or indeed medals at major competitions, but has never quite yet made it. Again in Hong Kong, finished 9th, when really a medal looked a very good prospect. Now, can she put that to rights here? A little bit off the pace at the moment. She's on a dressage of 55.7.
You see those flags are on bendy springs just to make sure they're as safe as possible. As Kai Ruder, Le Prince des Bois, goes through the two little houses. This 9-year-old stallion putting up a good show so far.
And you have to really congratulate Chris Bartle in particular for setting up the Germans, not only of course winning an Olympic team gold, but also with some young riders coming in behind to keep them right at the top. Now the overnight leader, the man who won the title in 2005 for Australia, Clayton Fredericks, and the lovely Irish-bred Ben a long time. By Cavalier Royale, 36.1. He's got a bit of leeway, Jamie. Is it enough?
Yes, he's got quite a bit of leeway. He can go round sort of 15 seconds over and still have a healthy lead. So he's in a good position, and it's nice to be able to go when you know what the opposition have done.
Kai Ruder, Germany, already good rounds, both from Michael Jung and from Frank Ostolt. They're right behind the leaders at the moment. Nicholas Touzin, Michael Jung and Pippa Funnel, they're all there, but the Germans are there pouncing ready.
Yes, because Kai is on a score of 43.3, so if he went inside the time, he would go into the lead. We've also got the overnight leader on course coming to fence 4. Sets him up well, goes on the left-hand side to get a nice sweeping turn. Brilliantly done. Very good.
Kai Ruder at the water. 5.44 as he jumps in, lands on all 4 feet, not very balanced, but he puts it right. There's a horse with good scope and well corrected to get out of that water complex.
Yeah, very, very bold, forward-thinking horse. Now, can Clayton set up a good rhythm?
Well, the interesting thing is that Clayton, despite being a world-class rider, remember he won the individual silver in the Worlds in Aachen in 06. The one weakness perhaps is his speed across country.
Well, Kai Ruder coming to the line, and he's 7 seconds over, 2.8 to add to his dressage score, and there is his dressage score, 43.3, so he moves on to 46.1. He's also right in the mix.
Been a long time over the first little house. Now the drop. Again, rider position important here to land, get the line, and beautifully done by Clayton Fredericks, based in Hampshire. Certainly looks set to have a real go at this title for the second time. Rodney Powell now, Zinzan, Great Britain.
Yeah, Zinzan the second went to badminton with his first 4-star earlier this year and got round safely in the cross country, although fairly steadily.
Been a long time again. Remember the score that he's trying to beat, that of 45 of Michael Jung. They're all packed in very close behind Michael Jung, but he'd like to get a bit of leeway for the show jumping to come as they now come to the water. That fence was all white. The grand jury added a little colour to that, which has made it easier to jump. Oh, and he lands too bad. Clayton nearly goes. What a recovery. Well recovered. You see the horse lands with quite a thud, and in fact Clayton's leg position not the greatest, but he corrects it and gets away with it. That's a good teamwork from both horse and rider.
Yes, I was going to say the horse did well too, as well as the jockey. Brilliant recovery. Now, how does Rodney Powell get on at this question? Because this is a difficult question, no doubt, for an inexperienced horse, this water.
Zinzan's already had refusal at fence 4. Now, oh, and he was in two minds. The horse, I don't know whether you spotted it, looked right before he jumped it. And he doesn't, to me, look that keen. And in fact, Zinzan retires. That'll be big disappointment because Rodney Powell thinks a lot of this horse.
Yeah, disappointment from him. But how's the leader getting on? Over the double of brushes, very good. He's galloping on, he's nearly home. He's got one big question still to come where his wife hit the deck.
And that'll certainly be playing on his mind. He won't want to do the same. And the horse, he must be comfortable. He would have worked out the minute markers on the course, and he's not really out. Takes a quick check on the watch, but he doesn't really push on, and he couldn't here, to be fair to him. In fact, he's really trying to set up for this fence that caused his wife the fall. He gets it right, now he extends, he's already over the time.
Yes, but he's got a fair few seconds in hand. He's definitely going to take the lead now, no question about it. The clock stops at 7:19, 12 seconds over, 4.8 to add to his score. He is still going to be in the lead at the end of the cross-country phase here at Deauville. And so, there is the leaderboard. Clayton Fredericks leads, Michael Young in second, Nicholas Touzin in third, followed by Pippa Funnell and Kai Ruder. Stay with us for the show jumping action here at the HSBC FEI World Cup final in Deauville.